What's up, everyone? Another way back with another alchemy factory for you today. As you can tell by I just can't get it going right away. It's been a few days since I recorded this. That's because today we're going to do some pretty advanced builds, and I wanted them to be a specific way. That took a long time to figure out. So last episode we set up these two builds right here and kind of got us. No, we kind of fixed up the fertilizer stuff, right? And that basically automated everything, and everything's good to go now. Everything's all balanced. We took the money out of the system here. Looks like the belts are pretty full. That's really good. Off camera, I've been working on those builds and watched that, yes, people are buying and buying and buying. We're going to make so much cash. It's going to be nuts. I was making like 100K per day. So money is definitely not going to be a problem anymore, ever. Pretty much. Well, I mean, for now. Let's actually clean up this inventory a tiny bit. I thought I already had this cleaned up, but apparently not. I am going to want that. I'll keep that. Okay. So today, we're building coal coke, right? And advanced fertilizer. And again, the coal coke build is actually pretty simple. I already did those builds. I'm going to do them in, and this was broken, so let's fix that. I will just put the builds down, and I'll show you the builds. So we will build a little bit on the advanced fertilizer build, because it's not fully complete. But I worked out the really difficult things first. That'll help us move forward. What else do we have to do? Fix Vitality Potion Kata and fix the bonus points. So bonus points are kind of messed up. What I need to do is see hits in. I got one in Alchemy skill here. So let's reset that. Costs 4 silver. I really want it like that. Because I want 2 in fuel efficiency. And that is actually what's going to keep these guys from burning out. Because see how this guy's empty? Because the fuel efficiency was not high enough. So let's bump that. Maybe we can help this guy out a little bit so he doesn't die. Might be a good idea. Because what happens is this guy runs out and then you're dead. Right? If the fire runs out. Yeah, this guy's got a problem too. Man, they all have problems. Well, not all of them. It's weird how some of them are like full and other ones just aren't doing it. Like they're literally empty. It doesn't matter anymore because I think what it is whoever gets used the most has a problem, generally speaking. All right, now that that's done, we're not going to care anymore anyway, because we're going to make coal coke, and that's going to solve all of our heat problems for now. Again, I don't know what's going to happen later, but we're going to put it right here. What I'm going to do is allow these 2 new builds. It's going to revolutionize our pipeline, as you can see right here. All this is going to be ripped out because we're going to use an advanced fertilizer. We're going to probably move these builds around, the ones that are working with plantations and stuff, and then we will start new builds. So this episode, we'll get these builds down. I think in between episodes, or maybe in the beginning of the next episode, since I like to work on camera, we will rebuild these builds. I'll probably just throw all this stuff away or maybe put it somewhere. I'm not really sure. We're going to have a lot of extra stuff. Okay, let's do the coke build. So this coke build, I don't have everything, huh? I need nails, rope. Let's get some more iron. Nails, rope, iron, probably sigils. Nails, rope, iron. Okay, well, rope is here. Nails, rope, iron. Nails is here. And iron. Sigils. We're also going to need a bunch of I call them gobstoppers. That's not what they're called. But we're going to need a bunch of those. Wait, what was I doing? Nails. Oh, sigils. Let's go get those. We're going to need tons of those. The advanced fertilizer build is really big because I'm trying to do a 90 per minute line. It's just going to be giant. Let's just buy it. And let's just buy a bunch of these till we can't buy anymore. Yeah, we're going to easily use all those. And then we can use that to pretty much... that will pretty much build anything we want to build for now. We might need to build a second advanced fertilizer build. Totally fine, no big deal. But first, let's start putting these kind of things down because I want to make sure I don't overload myself with crap like that guy. Let's start getting a couple of him going. Right, and then we're going to want, I don't know, box for anything else. Do I have anything else on me? Not really. This looks pretty good. Let's drop that 300 copper. I would normally trash it probably, but it just feels bad, you know? I don't want to do that. All right, let's get back to that coke build. Coke. We love it. We love coke powder, right? Now, there's a weird thing sticking off. You can already see it on the side over there. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's just set this guy up a little bit further away than normal because I want some space. So this is the coke build. It really just runs off planks. Coke runs off planks, and we'll explain it in a second. Let's get these guys hooked up so they can get going. But first, I don't mind. I'm not going to put gobstoppers in the wood choppers because they're the wooden saws, because they don't cost that much, right? Do I have any wood? I don't think I do. Let's just check these boxes. I think I need to start getting rid of these. Ooh, I have stone. That's going to be good to know. Okay. Because the advanced fertilizer takes stone. Okay, so the way this works, let's pipe it in. I'm on the wrong thing. Okay, let's see this. I've been kind of jamming through this, so it's a good thing I didn't do it by accident here. Okay, so we made 106K. We spent, well, but minus the sigils, that was 20 grand, right? So we spent 30, so we just made 70. We just made 70K. So we're doing really well. No problems here. Let's just extend this out. Let's not yet, because it'll start working. So what this is going to do, okay? Obviously, we're going to get planks out of this. The planks are going to go up these conveyor lifts into one of these guys can fill 2 of these. This thing cuts at 45 a minute. These consume at 22.5 per minute, so 45, right? So we need 6. That's perfect. And I actually did these builds, this build on the planner here. Let me show it to you real fast. Well, let's maybe copy paste so I can have 2 builds going here at the same time. Cool. Oh, here it is. Low coke powder. Okay, so this one is actually using coal coke or coke powder. Okay, and then we don't need, it doesn't matter. Fertilizer doesn't matter in this build. So if you look at it this way, this is 90 per minute, and I did not do 90 per minute. I think I did 10 per minute. So let's go down to 10. So 10 per minute, well, actually it might be is more than that. I think it's 14. What I was trying to do is get 3 table saws. I wanted 3 saws, 6 crucibles. 6 crucibles means 2 furnaces, right? So I was trying to balance it at the beginning here, and then we need 1 athanor, right? 1 athanor. So that's what I did. I kind of just balanced it this way. And that gets you 14 coke per minute. But we're consuming 6 per minute. So we really only get like 7 to 8 out of this per minute, which for now will be fine. We can make a larger build later. But I figured, you know, for now, I think that'll work. So yeah, you can see 3 table saws, right? Go into 2 furnaces, basically. All the charcoal comes out here. It goes down over here. Now, there's a priority merger. We'll talk about that in a minute. It goes under here, and then there's, you can't see, well, you can. There's 2 sets of grinders right here, because remember, grinders are a lot slower, right? So we take in that 90 per minute. Yeah, right? It's 70 per minute or something like that. 70 per minute comes in. I got to split it up because the grinders are very slow. And then we recapture all that ground up charcoal back into one side, okay? This guy takes 180 per minute. We're only doing like 160 or 140, 150. So we're not getting full power out of this thing, but that's okay. That's okay. So we do the same thing with this side. It's very generic. Now, this guy makes 50% of the time, you're successful. You get coke, and it comes out right here. The yellow is always the priority, okay? So coke will come out this one. That's what you're trying to make. Now, if you're unsuccessful, you get charcoal again. Charcoal comes out here, right? So we'll talk about the charcoal real quick since we're already on that path. This charcoal goes down and splits. You can see it. It splits. It goes both directions. So that means half goes one way, half goes the other way. Now, this guy is a priority merger. Let's just copy him real fast. You can see that he wants the one on the bottom, but he'll take the one on the top. So we want the feedback, right? The waste, in a sense, to be the first thing consumed, because if it's not, it'll get backed up and the whole thing will stop. So right here, it takes in the bottom charcoal first, and the top guys kind of stop and they wait. And that kind of makes, I think, a better system here, and it gets us closer to 180 per minute, I would say. So that's really great. Also, so that's pretty much the whole charcoal piece. So if we get coal though, or coke, the coke comes out, it gets ground. Again, grinding is really slow, so we split the process up. It goes down, and you kind of can't see it, but there's a thing right here. Actually, we could take this out because it's not necessary. So what it does is it feeds it in, and then it feeds the 3 furnaces. All furnaces are pointing to the middle. There's 1 furnace for the athanor and 2 for the crucibles. They're pointed in. So that coke powder goes on the belt and feeds the furnaces first, okay? When it's done feeding the furnaces, the overflow goes up into this tosser, the coin tosser, right? That tosses it over to here, and it goes in the box, okay? Very, very simple process. This box is probably way too big. We probably don't need this much. So I'm going to reduce it to a box of this size. I was kind of messing with this when I was doing my other build because we want it to feed, well, it doesn't matter. It's going to feed other builds, and we just don't need that much built up. We only need a little bit. Now, if that changes, I can just put the bigger box. It's not that big of a deal. But I don't want this thing to run and run and run and run, and we don't need 1,600 coke powder, right? We only need a little bit. So all I have to do to get this thing started first is let's turn it on. So we're going to turn it on, boom, boom, and again, G will get you a thing right away. So now we'll see. I'll tell you about this part in a second. That's going to be from the advanced build that's trying to feed this guy. Because advanced build, advanced fertilizer, you get lots of extra planks, wood planks. They're like free. Well, they're not free. They're byproducts. You're not using them. You're really only using the mushrooms. Again, you'll see when I explain it. So I'm feeding a lot of the extra planks to this build, so I don't need these guys, right? I don't need to spend money. I've already spent the money. So as you can see, we're going up in here. We're ready. Let's just rob this guy. Let's rob 2 of these guys because I'm going to need to fire up all of these. So first we'll fire these, obviously. Let's put 10 each in there. That'll get this part going. And then for the Anathor, I'm not sure what that is. Not sure what the proper name is. It's a Athanor. We'll pop this guy in there so he'll at least start working as well. We got extra copper. Let's dump it. I don't like copper in here. It's a waste. Okay. So now it's begun. Charcoal's going in. It's getting ground. It's going in the Athanor. When it fills up enough, it pops it out. Now, I've noticed that this goes back and forth. Now, normally these kind of systems, it is random. Sometimes you'll get 2 or 3 coke at a time, sometimes 2 or 3 charcoal, and it kind of sputters that way. This just goes back and forth. Now, I don't know if all their systems are going to be doing that, but that's how this one works. So you can see we're already starting to grind up some coal dust, and we might be out of power already. But now that we got some coal dust, some of it will land here first. So we're going to have to be kind of careful. This one's going to suck up a lot of the power in the beginning. Let's feed this guy again. These guys are already full. That's good. That way I don't feel too bad robbing them. Cool. If we're not going to get anything unless we put this in there, right? Actually, yeah, let's just rob them really, really badly here. Let's just really rob these dudes. Cool. We could go actually on the way back and do the same thing. Oh, nope. We need one more probably for the Athanor. There we go. That should be enough. All right, let's do this guy now. 15 should be good, and then we'll put 15 in here. The problem is you don't want to put more than 10 really because you want coal coke going in there. But I think it's going to be fine. This is going to burn through this pretty quickly anyway. And it'll just wait on the belt anyway. So if we find some heading this way, which you already found a little bit, I'll just pop that in. Right, so we've got some coal coke building up here, or some coke powder. That's good. Let me put one here. Because we want it to build up in those machines so it can self-feed. There we go. It's building up. All right, I think it's going to be good now. It's already running, and so it obviously has excess. It has at least twice as much as it needs, and so it's just going to fill itself up. In fact, I'm not even sure it'll burn the rest. This will burn the rest because I think it burns whatever's here first, so I'm going to have to flip these. In fact, let's do that to be sure that I can get rid of that, and it'll run on coal coke by itself. Only coal coke or coke powder. Yeah, this guy's coke powder. Okay. Actually, let's give this guy a little bit more so that he'll build up on coke powder as well. All right, so that system is running. We're going to get coke building up here. We got 1 powder, obviously not a lot, but we have enough to start this next system. Now, this is overkill, so I might be pulling some of that out, but for now, we'll just let it sit. It's fine. Basically, these guys cut, and it comes down this way too, and it's going to priority merge. As you can see, the bottom is going to be where I feed this guy. Now, it's not 100%, and I could actually make it 100%. Actually, we'll probably do that. I really want it to feed on both sides so that it's getting as much planks from this other build as we're going to do as possible. So that's doing a splitter back. We don't need this. We'll take that out. This is unnecessary. And so, in fact, let's just move this in. We can move it in, looks like 1 more. Really, we could do this a little bit more. Let's just move this because I don't want it to get in the way. Before, it didn't matter because I was working on test stuff, so who cared, right? There we go. Okay, let's make sure this guy's plumbed. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Good. All right, that guy's fixed. We don't need these. All right, so the next build we're going to do is the advanced fertilizer build, okay? Now that we've got coke, so the advanced fertilizer build, I'm going to try to use the planks as much as I can to fuel itself, okay? Where it's going to become a problem is when it's not producing anymore, when it stops, right? And the furnaces still burn, right? We don't have to worry about it here because this is literally producing fuel. That's the whole point of this thing. So when it backs up, this still will consume a very small amount over time while it sits there. It's still on. That's fine because it'll just make more then, right? It'll free up some space when it eats more coke powder, which will make the whole system run again. So this is kind of a self-feeding system, no big deal. Fertilizer's not like that, right? Unless I'm using the fertilizer, the system won't unclog and start feeding itself again. So I'm gonna have a way to get some coke powder in there if I need to. I think a lot of people just throw their planks away. I don't like doing that. So this build is a little bit more in pieces. This is the first piece, and it's pretty massive. Actually, it goes like that. But this is going to be a giant build because it's 90 per minute, right? This is not... Oh, I should turn that. So, real quick, if I turn this, it will be tighter. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's. I'm always up for making something better. Let's turn it like this. Because I'm using all this space, and then we can get rid of that, actually. Let's do this again. Actually, this whole thing may be gotten rid of. Right, we don't need any of this stuff now. If this works. Well, we'll see. Nope. You're good. We'll keep you. All right, so let's get rid of that. This will be a different direction as well. Let's put back this dude. I wonder if we can. We can. Nice. Okay. Now, I want him to come up pretty much right there. It's a little bit in the way of where I want to feed the coal coke, but I think it'll be fine because I'm going to feed it in the back. All right, let's put that there. Then all he has to do is go up and around anyway, so that's actually pretty perfect. Let's do this, and then this is where the coal coke is going to come in, so let's make sure that is fed. We don't need a lot of this because we're not going very far. Cool. Okay, now let's get this in there. The one. It comes out right there, right? Yeah, geez. Sometimes these things are a little bit finicky. We could have moved it back one. Nah, because we need space to get through there. Oh, the coins are going to go there. Well, maybe we could go over the top. I don't think that's a great idea. We can go around the back. I'd prefer not to go around the back. And can that stick out? No, not really. We need this space for this build. We got to get the coal coke in here somehow. You know, I could just move this back and go over it. It's not horrible. Not a bad... Well, then it blocks all these guys. Can I run something through? I can. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. John, just use your brain, bro. Use your head. Why is it going that way? Go that way. There we go. That's the coal coke. Cool. Okay. Then this guy just goes like this. All right. It works. It just works. That's much better. This build is really thick. And there's a reason for that. And I'm going to show it to you. Okay. Let's pull this up real quick. I don't need these right now. I can just show you what I'm talking about this way. All right. Okay. So what we're doing here is these guys are the new rotten logs. Okay. So rotten logs, there's not one on there, so I can't really show you. Actually, we probably could. If we just toss the coin over here, I can show you what it does. And it's good to know these numbers, okay? So let's give it just enough to make a log. Cool. Okay, so it's going to do 36 a minute of planks and 9 of mushrooms. Now, if you look at our build, I did this one for 90 per minute, which means we're going to need 10 saws, right? Because 90 mushrooms per minute. This is actually a really, really balanced build, and I really love it. So I'm feeding it back the advanced fertilizer. So we'll only need 1 nursery. 3 stone crushers will get us 90 stone per minute, 90 quicklime, 90 powder, 90 plant ash, these all line up, and you get 90/90 all over the place, okay? But you have 10 table saws with a lot of extra planks, 360 per minute. Obviously, we can't even use that many on one belt. We could use multiple belts, but what's the point? So I'll show you how we're going to deal with that. All right, so now you know kind of the ratios of the build. Obviously, money's going to come in the back. We get stuff, we get planks, we get all the stuff. Planks and mushrooms are coming out this way. Then we do the splitter. The mushrooms will go underneath. And you can see I've got belt, even though you don't need it, all the way through here, because we're going to connect these in, right? We need 3 crucibles. I'm sorry, 3 of these stone furnaces with the stone. So we're going to stack them up right here. We're going to do 3 more of these builds, right? So it comes through here. We get the wood comes up through the top, right to here. And then we do a priority splitter, because this bottom one is the priority and it fuels the furnace. Now, if that's all backed up, I want the wood to come out this way because we're going to use it for the coke build, right? So you can see we do a splitter again. It prefers to use the coke build. Well, if the coke build's all backed up, it still has to move. So we will throw it either in a box or if that doesn't work, in the garbage. So that's kind of the plan here. We'll hook all that stuff up at the end. This is where the coke's going to come in. So I'm guessing it'll just go like this, right? Something like that. That will be fine. And we'll just move it over closer when we get ready to build it. So that's kind of the build, at least the beginning of the build. The second part of the build, why don't we just put it all in and then we'll do the other parts. So let's copy this guy. Well, first we're going to move him, right? Because we don't want it there. What we want it is lined up with this guy, right? We want it lined up right there. That's where the coke comes in, but that's also where the wood goes out. So I think right here is pretty good. Let's just make sure we have space. There we go. Okay, so that means this guy's going to come out this way, right? Like that. And then he's going to go down with a number 2, out, like that, and then right into the build. There we go. So the thing I wanted to do, though, is maybe move this back one if I can, which I can, and then take some of it over to the other side, so split it. Which I think I can do that. There'd be probably a priority splitter, which I don't really want to do, but... How do I do that? That'd be really nice to do, though. What I need is one more space, like a space to do a lift and take it across. You know, because the thing is, this build will always use some planks off the saws. That's the problem. I can't get it to not do that. And it has to all funnel through the priority. See, these aren't. These on this side are not doing that. So maybe what I do is I split this, let it run all that way. See, the problem is these builds don't get fed. But then what I can do... Yeah, see, I could split it. No, that won't work, man. I was trying to like pick it up and go that way and make it come in on both sides, but I don't think that'll work. See, this guy's getting half. And then see how they're all backed up? It's not feeding it fast enough. That, I don't really know why. If it's coming in that fast, it should go out that fast. Maybe it just has to balance. Let's go look at these guys. Yeah, see, they're not getting enough. These guys are sitting there. They're idle, which means the build is not balanced. So if I move that back, see, the furnace will still be in the way. Oh, no, it won't. Okay, let's move this back one. So let's just kill this and copy that. Let's see, this, cut, move back one. Okay, so this is what I can do, is I can do this. Turn it, go up. Oh, it's not doing it. That's wrong. Okay. There we go. Like that. No, I want you to go this way. I don't want this. There, I want you to do that. Now we can do this. And it'll split it over to the other side. There we go. Now let's just put a thing in right here. And we want to turn it like that. Boom. Okay. Now it should balance. I think. The only thing is it's not going to get... That guy only gets from the bottom, not from the top. But let's look at how it's... Yeah, see, now the middle is having an issue. And you can tell because when the wood is backed up on that belt, it's causing an issue. It's not full blast. The middle is really having an issue. And I can't lower it down. I've already used up all my space. It's kind of not good here. All right, let's look at what we're doing here. I think I'll just solve that problem later. Maybe what I'll do for now is just allow it kind of... There we go. We're getting almost 100 grand right there. So what I'll do is just allow this to go in that way. Right here. No, seriously. Oh, I can't because it's copying. There we go. Okay, so that'll help feed this a little bit more. Actually, doing it here would be good too. There we go. Now we should get more balanced system here. Again, the problem is we're going to be using stuff from these cutters here. That's what I don't want. It looks like it's a little bit better balanced. Still not great. Yeah, I mean, I wish you could see the buffer that is in here. There is a buffer. You just can't see it. Okay, now we're having a hard time over here. Why? All right, you know what we should do is just only go that way. Don't go this way. So let's make sure this guy's only go... Nope, nope. Only that way? Why is it doing that? There, we'll just do that, man. There, that only. Okay. Will that help? That's more balanced. This guy is not getting enough, but... See, if I bypass this too much, then the merger doesn't matter that much. That's the problem. The priority merger doesn't really help. Like, if I do that... Now it's just... Might as well just feed it, right? Oh, well, let's stop screwing around. Okay. That's why this takes so long. You can spend so much time just screwing around with the build. It's fun, but it's not great for camera time. Okay, so we got this guy again, right? I think he's ready to copy. So let's copy... We'll just copy the whole thing right here and trim the part that we don't need that's really part of the beginning part of the build. All right, copy. Should be able to slap it, the Slim Jim in right there. Let's confirm. We don't need this part. Now, we'll have to toss a coin around this direction, probably. This is going to have to be a coin toss. A coin toss, probably. All right. I'm not super worried about that right now. So that is... This is coal coke coming in. So we want to connect that, right? So the way this works, I don't think I finished, is the coal coke comes in here and it's going into a priority merger. Coal coke goes up. Priority merger likes the bottom. This is this guy, which is this bottom guy. Sorry, that guy right there. So if it's getting wood, it'll use the wood. If it's not, it'll use the coal powder, the coke powder. Now, each one of these only feeds one system. It feeds itself only. This other guy has its own cutters and stuff, as you can see right here. Okay, so this will need to connect, obviously, I guess. I'm out of planks. All right, let's go get some. And we won't have to run over here anymore because we're going to have plank build. Let's just get 2 of these. Might need more. Probably going to need a lot more once we keep building. What else we might be out of? Iron's good. I think portal sigils are probably okay. Rope scene's okay. Nails are good. Okay, cool. All right, so let's continue to hook everything up here. I believe the bottom is hooked up. The bottom should be hooked up because I already hooked it up. Problem is, we'll have to wait to see when it runs. Kind of want to run this to see if it works before we get too far into this. We're going to have to figure out these coin toss things. I guess we could do it on the backside right here. Right? We just say, we'll do a coin tosser to this guy. Thing is, we need another tosser. That's usually the hard part. Okay. Because I can't put one here, can I? Not really. It would have to be in a direct line. Right? It's got to be in line like this. Yeah, this one's going to have to be like that. What's the point even? Why does it do that? Just draw the damn belt. And now it's like, oh, I want to draw it that way. Well, that's fine, because we're going to do one of these anyway. So we're going to do a coin tosser. Boom. Okay. This guy can come down, I guess. Well, again, I'm going to have to use like this. And we'll coin toss to here, I guess. I don't want to do it yet. It's too close, huh? Well, okay. All right, I don't want to connect that yet, but that's fine. Okay, so this guy is going to toss over to here. Oops, that's not right. Right. And then we'll have another guy right there. And we'll have it going in like this. There. Okay, now we know what we're doing at least. So when I copy it, everything should mostly be set up. All right, so we could run this. Let's run it to make sure it works before we do anything else. So I do have rock. Let's go put some rock in there. We will get, let's just get them all. That's totally fine. Let's get, we don't need that guy. I want to keep him there. You can probably put some on these guys without making them do too much. Will that do enough? Yeah, it buys one and then sends it on the belt. So the problem right here is we do have one belt there. You're going to have to gobstop these. In fact, let's get the gobstoppers. I have some. No, they're over here. Because we already have these logs on the belt, and these are 1,200 copper apiece. So you really don't want these guys filling up with 3. Oh, I need 8 of them. And then, you know, there's also 3 on the belt, right? On each of those guys. So we've already got our backlog, a lot of backlog. I don't want more backlog. So, okay. Do we have... Good. We got lots of these guys. Let's just pull them out. I don't mind, you know, having too many of these guys. Let's put them in a box just so the system will keep running. There we go. So we got mushrooms coming out. That's good. Planks are going in. We should have fire. And it just doesn't do anything. Cool. Okay. Both of these guys should have fire. Good. Now we can say, hey, why don't you do some of this? And we'll see what happens at least. So this is where this is coming out, the excess, because there's nowhere for it to go. This is feeding this build. So this is fine. It's actually doing what we want it to do. We're going to have to kill this at some point. But I was thinking about running it back. The thing is, each of these builds is going to have over 90 per belt of wood coming in. So we don't need... some of it we're just going to have to toss. And we're not going to be able to put it all in one belt. We're going to have multiple trash cans in here destroying things. So that's the part that I was kind of just going to wait till the end of this to figure out. I think I'm going to box up some lumber up at the front of these guys. So back here, I'll probably just trash it. Let's get a trash can. Now what I wanted to do, some of my old builds had the trash can kind of hidden, and these newer builds don't. So I think I just put it there for this. Just trash this. I don't really care. The problem is going to be this guy. How do we trash this guy? Because he's got nowhere to go. I mean, we could put a trash can out here, but that's kind of ugly. Trash cans are 3. So the only way to get a trash can in there is to stack. What we might want to do is cover this up. Which we probably can't... Well, we can't cover that. That's kind of a problem. What we could do is go like this. And then, can you do this guy there? I don't know. Well, if I put one of these guys there, I could. Okay, so let's see if I can put a plank over it. So I found out that all you have to do is push T on this. Oh, I can. Cool. Okay, it's going to throw through it, but I don't really care. The point is I want to put a trash can right here. The thing is, it's going to be really high. Trash cans are huge. I could run it down and just throw it in the side, but it's not going to be easy. To go up and over this guy, probably. I mean, we could do that. It's going to be kind of jank anyway. This whole build's going to be a little bit jank. All right, we're gonna do that. We're just gonna go up and over right here. Okay, cool. Up and over. Which is kind of why I left all this open. I wasn't sure what we were gonna do with it. So I was like, you know what? Let's just leave it. And that way I can go up and over or whatever. So this is gonna do 70 something per minute. Actually, it won't, because it's gonna be feeding that guy. Until it stops, then it will be 72 a minute. So we'll probably let's put this in on the side so that we save some space here. So we can run both if we have to, right? Let's bring this guy in this way. Bring him down. Like that. And boom. Nope. There we go. I don't like that. Let's just do a turn, dude. Just turn it. There we go. All right, so that guy can dump. That guy can dump. Maybe we'll put another trash can on like this side or something because we have 2 more of these to put in. Well, really, we have 1 more of these guys and 1 more that's going to be a fertilizer used for the plantation. All right, so these guys are cutting. We need a lot more, actually, mushrooms coming in to do 90 per minute. So we'll be stacking this, but I'll do it at the end, I think. So these run, these work. Everything's working properly. The coal coke is not coming in, though, yet. So let's make sure that comes in. Well, he can't come in right there because that doesn't work. So what we want to do is that. So that means we're going to have to run this back around. And I prefer, I think, to throw this so we don't have so much coal coke on the just on the bus here. We don't need a giant bus of this thing. Let's copy this guy. There we go. And then we're going to catch it over to here. There. Yeah, that's a straight line. Okay, cool. Let's get some tossers like that. No, seriously. I found more bugs with this game since I've been playing more. Just as you get faster, you find more bugs because the game's just not keeping up. All right, there, and then there, and then there. Okay, now it's got coal coke too. But right now, it's fine. It's not running out of planks or anything. Again, that if it will be because this won't be running. It's going to burn the planks out at a certain point. See how this is not going anywhere? That means it can't move anything. Eventually, well, actually, eventually this will stop is what's going to stop it. All right, let's do it again. That means we got to cut this because we're going to put another one in. And that should fit. I think we'll copy this whole thing from here. And we'll copy that piece. I don't really care. It's not a big problem to me. Let's do a F. And then it should fit here. This is always kind of weird when you have these giant builds, how to get it to fit in there. Should go right there. Right? Yeah, it should. Okay. And you can see right here, I had to put the money bus up over. You know, I can't throw it because look, it has to go in right there. So there's nowhere to throw it. Now what I could do, see, it can't because I got to split it off. There's no way to do this. There's no way to put a catapult in here for the money because they're too tight. They're too close. Because right when you get some space, we got this guy coming through. Right, he's splitting the items, so I had to go up and over, which is fine. It is what it is, but it's still funny. All right, let's let it run. Well, actually, it's not running at all right now. Maybe what we should do is let's fill it up with the gobstoppers and then just turn it on. That should be enough to get this last set. We got these guys right. So there's a little space in between too, which I, again, not super fan of, but it'll do for now. Another reason to do these with the not putting the top on is I can't get to the bottom ones once I put the top on there. We're going to stack these because we need double the amount that we're seeing here. Let's turn on the money bus now. Again, why don't we toss this? Well, we won't toss this, right? It's too close. Let's just get it close. But with this one, we will toss because it's a lot further away. So we need to toss it to over to here, right? We're going to here. And this is going to toss it to here. And then we're good to go. This one we will turn on. It's kind of not a good idea to turn this on, but I just want it to run. I want to see it work. And I want it to keep running. And it won't keep running if we don't feed it money. Okay, so we're going to have a lot of money on this thing. We're going to have a lot of logs in there. We're committed now. We're going to spend. We're about to spend a lot. This is the last one, though. Right? This really... Why is this on the outside? Oh, because this is coal coke. That's why. So for this, we need this. There. Now it's good. All right, so let's set this guy up. We'll set this guy up as well. There we go. Now we don't need another one because, yeah, we do. No, we don't, because fertilizer doesn't use money. So let's take this out. We're good. All right, and I'm gonna probably use this for trash cans, so we'll just leave it here. All right, let's. Yeah, I figured I could do that. Sweet. Okay, we got this guy running. It's all gonna start running now. He's already connected. Oh, that's because we duplicated, so that's fine. Looks like this is all hooked up, right? The money should be, yeah, it's starting to cut. Okay, good. Let's go get more gobstoppers while we're just chilling. What's the video length here? 41 minutes? Okay. It's going to be a little bit long, but that's fine. Got a lot more to go, actually. Let's fill up on that guy. Okay. We got to put in the fertilizer piece, which is really just the crucible, or the rock one, but we'll just take all the rock pieces out. And then we've got, anything I need to put in here? Not really. Maybe this. Okay, cool. And we've got some money on us again. Let's put these in there. Let's get the money away, the copper. Boom. Okay. All right, so that's the 3 rock builds. And they're good to go. And let's yeah, those are not cheap, so we'll gobstop them as well. I mean, you know, we don't have to, but why not, I guess. Now, I'm wondering, I was already wondering, when you do that, does it have a little bit of a pause in between? I don't think so. So I think the way those work is there's a small amount of belt from the purchaser to the actual item. So there's already one item waiting. So right when it eats it, it just puts another one in. I don't think there's a lag. I don't think there's a reason to have 3, I guess is my point. All right, that's all in. Everybody's good. The coke powder is in as well. We got tons of that stuff. It's basically all getting backed up, which is good. That means it'll start backing up in this box and we can start using it for other builds. All right, now we want to move this one more time. That's wrong. For the last time, because we're going to be putting in the rest of the build now after this. So let's move this. Let's move this. This is going to be gone. Kill. Kill. And because we're going to copy this one more time. Boom, I don't want any of those. And we're going to throw extra mushrooms away. We don't need those. I probably will fill the machines with them before we turn it on. That might help, because those are not cheap. All right, let's... No. Oh, man, I copied something. Let's copy this build one more time. This is not going anywhere. Should we handle that right now? Probably. Yeah, we might need to handle that. We could probably go up the top of this. I'd really prefer to have it all in one spot. There's 2 more. We only need 1, right? We're not going to have any more... Well, we will have excess wood, but it doesn't need to go this direction. The other excess wood will be on that side. All right, let's do this. Let's bring it over here and then bring it up top of this even. Again, this is going to make it kind of wonky, and I don't like that, but it is what it is. These builds are just not going to look really pretty. We're just trying to do a lot, so... All right, you're going to come up to here. You're going over. And then you're going to come back. Actually, you're not going to come back down. You're just going to go on top of this guy. Cool. All right, now this guy might be able to do one of those drawbridge dudes. Right, this guy? Can I put it up here? What's wrong? Invalid position? Does that have to be on a wall or something? What? Does that have to be on the ground? Oh. Okay, and then we'll just drop it to here. No, come on, man. These things are so picky. All right, it's going to come up to here. And then we're going to just do that. All right, so... There we go. Okay, now we can do that. Okay, so that guy's getting his trash in, and we have a bridge, which is kind of cool. Now let's do the last one. This is the last build now. So, yeah, that guy's being handled. Okay, so like, wait a minute, this guy's not being handled. We're going to copy that whole thing. I don't really care. Part of it will not go in. Again, not a huge deal. Okay, so this one goes like that, right? Yes. All right, so let's take out the stuff we don't care about. There we go. All right, great. We don't need this anymore. None of this. Because we're going to do a fertilizer build right here. Okay, so let's look at... We got to really finish this. We got 15 minutes left pretty much. Really nice sales on all the potions. Everything's selling really well. We're not spending too much money. There's going to be some spend here as the initial spend of that wood. But look at that. We only spent 3,000. Like we bought so much stuff and really didn't spend that much. So good. We did a good job. So this is where this gets different. Okay. We're going to do this. We're going to kill this because that's right. We don't have to grind those. They just come right in. This guy, I think I'll just leave him here. Oh, yeah, we can turn it. We could totally turn this. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. Let's go down to the dude here. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, and then we could just put this right there. We'd probably move that, but that's okay. Let's put the seed in. This is obviously sage. And then we're going to put the belt in. Like that. Okay, that gets that. And then we just come out like that. There we go. Now we have our two exports for basically a regular fertilizer. Because you have to have one regular fertilizer for every one advanced, okay? So there's more money bus. We'll still need that because we need to add in... Oh, we didn't gobstop these. Oh, dude. Seriously? Oh, man. It's because they're immediately... 4? Yeah, it's because they're immediately connected. So let's just take these out. Oh, it's going to fill it with more. Man. Ugh, because there's some on the belt. Well, now we have these really expensive things. Hopefully we can load the new ones up with these and not waste any money. That's a lot of money right there. Okay, so these are all hooked up. They're gobstopped. We'll gobstop this guy as well because we don't need it to have 7,900 million. Fertilizer. I wish you could just turn on a setting that would let you tell it how much of this space you want here. Now for this guy, we'll just put in regular fertilizer for now. That'll get us some sage going, and then it'll grind it up and we'll have something to give to the build. So that's kind of the build. What we're going to, you know what we should do? We'll turn it on this way. We're going to get some advanced fertilizer. Then I'll put the rest of the build in. And we'll finish this thing up. Okay, so we're ready for the build. This is all done now. Except for the stacking. That's about the only thing we have to do. Okay, so here's the rest of the build. I have it saved. Because, again, I knew this would take a long time. Partial B. I'm going to need small gears, large gears. And that's it. Let's go get it. This is like the easiest part, but it's really cool still. So small and large gears. Small... No, that's not right. This large. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll go with this. Build. Cool. Now let's just get it in line. Actually, that'll work. We can actually flick it back like that. It won't matter. We could do it like that too. The problem is I really like to line this up. Actually, that lines up with that almost perfectly, right? That would be really cool. Right? That's the play. I wonder if that'll work. It might not, because I think we might need some space for these guys to come in. No, it's right. It goes right into there. Ooh, we probably could move it back, man. Well, we don't need this bottom. What's this bottom thing? See, okay, that's that. It goes to the ground? No, it goes to the second layer. And the other one goes to the ground. I think this is backward, actually. I think it needs to go one more out that direction, because this is supposed to hook to that. All right, let's cut this guy. and move him. Let's see. Don't get the money. There we go. All right, so let's cut. And this guy has to go right there. The other guy goes to the bottom. Right? So this guy goes to there. That's cool. So we could just do this. I'm not going to hook it up yet. I want to make sure. Then this guy goes to the bottom. So then we just do this. And I will hook this up because I'm pretty sure this is how we're doing it. And then this guy just feeds that. There. Now, could we have moved it back? I mean, maybe. Probably, to be honest. Do we need to? No, not really, man. It's... Leave a space, right? I don't want to leave a space. Yeah, let's get greedy. Let's get greedy. I think I could do this. Yeah, see? We could totally do this. It's time to get greedy, boys. Can I take this? Yeah, because this is the mushrooms on the outside. This is perfect. All right, getting greedy here. We can do it. I know we can do this. No big deal. Boom. Oh, look at that. It's perfect. It's so beautiful. And boom, that's it. The Greedmeister wins, except we're out. Let's go get some more, what's it called? Fertilizer. The wort. Okay. 10 should be enough, I'm hoping. And then before we do anything else, I'm going to put all that extra mushroom in there. Oh, this is bad. We don't want that happening. Get out of here, Coal Coke. You're going too far, buddy. We don't need you. Oh, are you serious? Well, now we can fix this coal coke build, because... All right, well, we're going to have to put that back in. It's not a big deal, but it's not, I mean, it's not what I want to do. Let's just get rid of this, because we don't need it now. I'm glad we saw that. I'm going to have to fix this over here now, though. We'll probably have to take these out. Let's be honest here. It's not going to work. Luckily, we can fix all this. Let's just pick this up. Okay, cool. This guy probably has stuff in it, too. All right, let's just put these back in. Put this guy back in. There we go. Okay. Then we just fix this thing. There. Okay. That looks good to me. We probably don't need these. Take those out. And we're going to need one of these, right? It's going to start filling up. We're going to need these. Cool. This we will need. Like that. Boom. And then again, out. So let me put some fertilizer in there now. And it should start working again. Because this guy should have heat. Yeah, there we go. It's got coke. See, the coal coke, just kind of, the coke powder just filled in because the wood wasn't there yet. Each of these have priority mergers, though. See it right there? So it's still going to get the wood, the planks first. All right, we're getting some coming out. That's good. It's going to be really slow because really it needs... This build is based on advanced fertilizer, not regular fertilizer. So let's go stuff this thing full of the mushrooms before I turn it on. And then we'll turn it on. There we go. Yeah, and then we'll turn this on. And really, it just goes to right here. Because I need to put one of these guys in. That's it. So that's the whole build. At least getting us advanced fertilizer, right? The rest of the build's going to be adding more cutters. Because we're not going to get... We're not getting 90 per minute mushrooms coming in. Right? So this build is going to be anemic. Right now, it looks like a lot because it was all backed up. We just we just unblocked the whole build. Okay? So the thing that's going to get stuck is back here. We're going to start dumping tons of planks because we're just not consuming planks fast enough because we're not running the whole build. So here comes the advanced fertilizer. We're capturing it here first. Let's send it back to this tosser guy and toss it. Man, that's too far away, so we'll have to toss it like this. That's much tighter anyway. And boom. Go ahead, bro, and we'll just replace... Yeah, let's get some advanced fertilizer in there. That's tons. I don't want that many. Let's put a stopper in there. Only need 100, man. All right. So let's make sure we get that in there. There we go. All right, let's put that in. Good. See, it's going to be pumping it out. Now you can see it went from 30 to 90 per minute. So let's put that back in there. Cool. And see if they can fill these up anymore. I think they're pretty full. The problem we're having now is, well, that should be coming in at 90 per minute. The plant stuff should be coming in very fast, right? 30 per minute on each of these. And the belt is 90 per minute, so I think it just was needed a backfill. Now we should see this whole thing fill up. The whole thing should run, should unclog all of that. And I believe we're getting enough planks to fire all this. We're just not going to, we're going to run out of mushrooms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it, since we're at an hour. I'll show you the rest of this on the next episode, or I'll just build it off camera and slap it in. It's just more of these cutters on top, and I'm going to make sure the mushrooms get in there. I'll probably just literally drop it down right here and connect it, but then I'm just going to throw the rest of the planks away. So they'll just drain out into trash cans. So you've seen pretty much this whole thing. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you use your planks or do you throw them away? It's probably a lot easier to throw them away. I've got a lot of extra crap in here I don't need. But now we've got advanced fertilizer. It's running full steam because, again, we have full mushrooms for now. And it's looking really cool. Now we're going to be able to rip all that other stuff out on the next episode and rebuild it with basically freeing up some of our factory space, getting to new products and stuff like that. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. Hope to see you on the next one. Stay frosty.